What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Infinite Gains again with another AMC and GME update. So today, last night, I stayed up a little bit and made a new chart. But I was trying to make this new chart to kind of, I guess, more easily display like what I'm thinking. I guess because I know I kind of like show like these other charts and they're kind of like maybe hard to understand. Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like if I go, like this chart, like obviously it's kind of like you kind of get what I'm, looking at, but it's like it is, maybe like kind of hard to understand like what exactly is going on. And to better show you, I guess, is like we go to the S&P 500. I've already kind of drawn this out for you, but price trades in channels, and that's all price does, and it's very symmetric, right? It may not seem symmetric, but even you can literally just look at this chart and like and just intuitively tell that price is trading like in channels. And like this is a channel, right? So you have a channel here, and then you come out of this channel and you're trading in a new channel. Like this is a channel, right, that goes all the way up here, but like this is a channel, like this is a channel, and like you come up and test, you go back down, and then you're trading in a new channel to the upside, you fall down, you trade in a new channel, you fall down, you come back up and you trade in a new channel. Like these are all channels that price is just trading in, and they're very symmetric, right? And that's kind of what the essence of like I'm trying to get at on GME and AMC is that price is just trading in channels, and that's how you get these like price targets, right? um like let me just go over. So and like in this chart, how we have this target around like 800 something dollars, and we have that kind of like correlation here, right, at that intersection. Well, if we look at this chart on GME, right, so this would actually take us technically to a new channel, right, a new top. I mean, I think it's founded in reality. I think it's you kind of have like this trend here, in which you can kind of see that you can kind of like this would put us at all-time highs, right? This would put us at all-time highs, but you can see this kind of trend where it could take us, right, even to these even higher levels here. So you would hit a just like insane macro trend on GME, but this would take you to the next parallel channel, right? This would take you to the top of the next parallel channel, but we have a lot of work to do before that happens. But it's 100% possible. As you can see, like we tend to be using these kind of midlines in these parallel channels as support. So I think like what happened is, okay, we found support at this midline here, and I mean you can see how accurate that is, but we're finding support at the bottom of this trend of this channel, right? Like these are all just channels that price is trading in, and you can see from the beginning of price, right, from the beginning of GME's history, all the way back in 2003 and 2012 and 2016, we've used this channel as support. So you can identify multiple times that this channel has been support. Now we slipped below it, used this midline as support, bounced up, tested the top of this channel, and then came back down, and now we're using the bottom of this channel as support. And that's extremely bullish, because it means that we're going to come back up and test the top of this channel. If we break this channel and we reaccumulate, then you're going to test the top of this channel, which is at 270. If that channel breaks, then you're gonna probably go and test either the midline at 460 And then if that breaks, then you have another price target at that $800, $700 level. And that's how we can kind of get these price targets, but also kind of be wary. Like if we come up and we hit 230 and then we see a lot of sell volume, like we may get out of the trade. Like this, like it may be over, because you can kind of see that we've only really been in this channel once, and then briefly in 2021, and then briefly in 2008 or 2007, I mean. So 2007 and then 2021, we were briefly kind of trading in this higher channel here. So like we could definitely come up and get rejected here. That's definitely a possibility. Like this would kind of be an outlier, right? Because we're kind of trading into a completely new channel. Like, so that would kind of be, it would be an outlier 100%. But it's 100% possible, right? Because you're kind of putting in a new high, like you're putting in a new macro high, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, GME has $4 billion in cash. They have this plan, I guess, and they have a bright future ahead of themselves. So it's actually 100% possible that happens, because you're putting in a new channel that's possible in the future of GME's price history. So like you would come up here, then obviously later on you'd probably trade in this channel, maybe trade in this channel, but you've fundamentally changed GME's chart, where like you can start like in the future, like maybe in 2026, something like that. Like let's say it's 2026. You fundamentally changed GME's chart, where like you can build support at these levels and then go higher and hit this macro trend, like possibly sometime like in the future. I don't think it's gonna take till 2030, but I'm just trying to like illustrate that like that's possible, right? That's possible to hit this macro trend in the future of GME's price history. Now, as I said before, that we trade in channels. Well, on any chart, there's multiple uptrends. Like there's multiple channels that price like trades in. Like so you can identify multiple. Like if we delete all these, right? You can identify like another uptrend channel that price trades in that is really accurate. And I think where you get more accuracy is when you compare uptrend channels. Like if we bring all these back, right? So you have these intersections, and you have these kind of places where price, like this is kind of hard to explain. Let me delete this. Like for example, peaks, right? So like this channel might be better for peaks, right? So like you have, let's see here, put this back on the chart. You see how this channel calls peaks, right? Because we have a peak here, we have a peak here, we have a peak here, like we have a peak here. Like this chart is better for maybe charting peaks in like the top of the move, right? The top of the move is taking us to the top of these channels. And it's like you remove it, and like you can kind of identify, okay, we have support here, we have support here. We're using these midlines as support areas, so you can kind of identify areas of like, okay, I can use this chart to kind of identify support areas, right? Support areas, like we come back down and use this as support, and then you can use the other uptrend channels to identify peaks, right? Which I think is kind of more appropriate. Is like this is creating like macro like uptrend channels. Like we would come up, boom, right? And it's like it gives you more context into what price is actually doing, right? For example, like here, boom, top, and then here, boom, you'd have a top. But like using just one channel, you wouldn't be able to see that, right? You'd be like, I mean, you could kind of say, okay, we're gonna go to this midline, but like you couldn't fully like grasp that concept, that uptrend, like where exactly price is going to top out. And so it's definitely possible that we top out at that 330-ish, that, or actually be way up here at like 400-ish, like mid 300s like price level. And like I know I'm probably doing a bad like job of explaining this, but I hope that the message kind of gets through that you have to compare like multiple uptrend channels, and like that's why I'm trying to show you the S&P 500 in the video, because like it's really that simple. Like it's really that simple that price will just trade in multiple channels, right? So like we can identify that price is moving up like this, right? But it's also moving like this, right? It's also moving like this, right? And like you have these multiple ideas of like price moving forward through time is what I'm getting at. You have these ideas of price moving forward through time, and that's my way of thinking it. And it's like, this is very simple to make, actually, right? It's not, I mean, it may look complicated to you, but I mean, it's like, it's very, very, very simple, right? And I think that's the best way to kind of look at price. And it makes sense because you're taking into account the origin of the price, right? You're taking in the origin. These are kind of what you would call origin lines, right? These are origin lines. I guess that's the best way to kind of say it, is origin lines. I don't know if you guys know about origin lines, but it's essentially just trends from the beginning of price history. And that's pretty much all it is. Now, here I've kind of done the same thing in AMC. Now, this is an extreme bull case for AMC. So, like, we can identify these channels, right? So we can identify tops. I kind of need to expand on this chart. I don't think I've done it justice, but just for the purposes of this, you can kind of see like multiple price targets that we could have. Like we could come to the midline. You see that we saw initial peak at this midline, and then saw a second peak at this midline. So it's 100% possible that we come in back and retest those channels. Like 100% we could come back and retest those channels. And you kind of see how accurate it is. Like when we fall through this midline, we kind of waterfalled and then hit the second midline. Like you can see how accurate this really is. And it's so simple. It's so simple. It's just macro trends. Like it's just channels. Like, and that's all price does. Like I can't stress this enough. All price does is trade in channels. Like that is it. Like there's no secret sauce to it. Like that's pretty much all price does, is just trade in channels. Like, and it's very, very easy. That's why trend lines are so effective, right? Identifying points of resistance and identifying points of support. That's why they're so effective. And it may seem simple, but it really is that simple. Like we tested the peak of this channel. We come back down, use support on the midline, and then once we break this upper channel, your next point of resistance is that $21 level that we talked about, or I guess would be higher. I guess it would be higher at like 25-ish. But let's see here. Yeah, it's literally lines up perfectly with this gap. It lines up perfectly with that gap on AMC. So you'd come back up and test this trend, and then if that breaks, you're going up to the top of the next channel, which is at $52. Now, if that breaks, $52 breaks, then you're going to the next midline, which was the peak in 2021. So that's the peak in 2021. So that's a possible target, in my opinion, is like that. Okay, I guess it would happen maybe, let's say if it happens sometimes in July or August, we'll say August, that would be around $120. Now, I obviously don't know when this all is going to occur, so I'll have to update you guys, but those are targets that I'm identifying in AMC's history. Now, something that's interesting with AMC is that it could literally just be a huge megaphone. And I don't know if you guys know what a megaphone pattern is, but let me just show you guys real quick. It's let's see, it's literally just this, right? So you have two trends, and the price expands, right? I mean, it literally looks like a megaphone. I mean, that's essentially what it is. Here we go. Here's a perfect example of what a megaphone is. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but let's just look at this real quick. Like, you can see that price is expanding, right, with two trend lines. So it's basically what the megaphone pattern is just price is expanding. And what that means is that there's a discrepancy in buyers and sellers and what they think is the appropriate price for AMC, right? And I think that's kind of what you're seeing with like AMC's price history, and what you're seeing with, you know, retailers versus, you know, hedge funds. Hedge funds are like, this is a trash company, this thing deserves to be in the dirt, and that's why you see the low prices. Retailers are like, this is the best company in the world, GameStop, AMC, short squeeze, and that's why you see, you know, explosive prices. Is you're seeing a huge discrepancy in what buyers and sellers believe is the appropriate price for the asset, and that's essentially what the megaphone pattern is displaying. And so if we remove this real quick so we can kind of see, it's just a huge megaphone. Like, it's literally just a huge megaphone pattern. And so, I mean, this is an extreme bull case. Like, this is a very extreme bull case. But if you broke through all these parallel channels, right? Like, if you broke through all these channels, you could actually hit the top of this megaphone. Like, you could hit the top of this structure, and that would take you all the way to, I mean, depending when we get there, like that would take you into the 600s. Like, that would take you into high $500, $600 level, and you would actually be creating an all-time high, right? So you'd be creating an all-time high, hitting this huge macro trend. Like, isn't that pretty insane? And honestly, when you're kind of just looking at the structure of it, it kind of makes sense. And obviously, that's an extreme bull case. Like, I don't think that it is going to happen, but it's 100% possible. But like, if you break all of these channels, I mean, it could happen. And where does this kind of take you? Kind of take you to that midline. It kind of takes you to the peak, or the midline of this new parallel channel. And it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. And then hopefully from there you would come back down and be able to create a new kind of trend, right? So, like, we're looking at price history obviously in a downtrend, right? But then there's also up channels like here, right? There's also channels that go this way, that you can kind of identify. Maybe I should put, I'm gonna put that on AMC's chart, and then I'm gonna update you guys maybe in the next video. Like, I just quickly made this last night. I was just kind of looking at AMC and GME and trying to like identify like a pattern that I could show y'all to kind of make it easier to understand. So yep, I mean, that's pretty much the whole video. I gotta get out of here. I just want to do a quick update, GME, AMC, and I wanted to just make a quick video, get that out there. But enjoy Independence Day, enjoy your 4th of July. Celebrate with you guys as family, take the weekend off, and we'll come back strong Monday, and I'll hopefully make a new video. And comment below if you have any questions. Like, I know I'm probably not the best explainer in the world or best teacher in the world. I was trying my best to kind of explain this. Like, I kind of personally, I think I'm really bad at like articulating what I mean. I think I'm better at like conceptualization of like certain concepts. So I guess that's why I suck at explaining. But I tried my best. But this is an extreme bull case on AMC and GME. Like, it's definitely possible, that we shoot up to these levels, to shoot up to these, $800 levels on GME, AMC. You could hit the 500 something dollar level. I mean, and it's possible. Like, it's possible. I think it's gonna be a bumpy road. So you're going to have, shoot up. Maybe you like reaccumulate here. Maybe you come back down. Like, then you shoot up. Like, it's not just gonna be a straight line to the upside. Like, it's going to be a bumpy road if that does occur. And like, obviously I'll have to keep updating you guys, because context will change, data will change as we approach these like higher levels. And I'll keep you guys updated, but it's definitely a possibility and definitely something that you have to look at. So, and like, people can call us, apes. People can call us like stupid retail investors, dumb money, whatever. This is in the chart and it makes sense, and it's like 1,000% is possible. So like, I'm just going to do my best to keep reporting on it and keep updating you guys, but we're a long ways away from these crazy targets. So like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, let's not go crazy. But I just want to put this idea out there, so like, when we do get to those levels, you're kind of familiar with that like train of thinking of like where I'm coming from, of like getting these price levels and stuff. But that's pretty much the whole video. Appreciate you guys for watching, and if you made it to the end of the video, please like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you. We're almost at 500 subscribers. We're almost there. We need like 50 more of y'all to hit that subscription button. Join the Discord. I'll put stuff in the Discord. I'll put this chart in the Discord maybe. But like, I'll keep updating you guys on the Discord. If you guys want to add me on Twitter, but join the Discord, add me on Twitter, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to like the video and comment. And appreciate every single one of you guys. Thanks.